we are almost a week away from the Pokemon 30th anniversary, so I need to go over something that I think a lot of people have been forgetting about because everyone's talking about these nut rumors about the 10th Pokemon generation being called Winds and Waves for whatever reason. And the game I'm talking about, which you saw in the thumbnail of this video most likely, assuming that I put it on the thumbnail of this video, is Pokemon Champions, which has been getting teased to us for the past literal year. I was ecstatic to see that this game was announced because it was literally the Pokemon game I always wanted. Just a bunch of online matches like Splatoon, maybe a single player campaign where you're leveling up Pokemon from all your games. It was even that title that I imagined being happening, Pokemon Championships rather. But the fact that it was literally the title I called it and the thing I wanted out of Pokemon the most for the Switch 2 generation, it's still just a dream come true after all this time. But before I get any more into it, please do me a favor and hit the like button and the subscribe button and the notification bell. Makes me feel appreciated. I'll have another video coming out later this week for Beyblade X, but that's for later. So let's get into it. I know that's a year old, but I decided to look back at the teaser trailer from last February, and yeah, it still just looks absolutely amazing. The presentation for it was well done, showing all the previous Pokemon generations, even the console games on the N64 and Wii. And to those who like fighters, I did indeed play Pokken Tournament DX, and it's one of my favorite Switch games. I'm sure once people got back into reality, they were like, wait, how is this game gonna work? Then in July, we got another Pokemon Presents with another teaser trailer for Pokemon Champions. And rewatching that trailer, seems like this is the one Pokemon Switch game that has good graphics, according to me. Again, I've seen the graphics for the other Pokemon games and they're not as bad as everyone says they are, but this seems to be the best version of graphics in terms of Pokemon on Switch to me. And when Pokemon Champions was first announced, it was a little questionable on how we were going to be getting Pokemon, but getting it through Pokemon Home is actually pretty convenient. The problem is that Pokemon Home does not connect to previous mainline games. It only connects to the ones on the Switch, which is also inconvenient. And according to some of these reviews on the Apple Store, Pokemon Home isn't exactly the best Pokemon application, if that's what you want to call it. And weird thing, it can also connect to the 3DS's Pokemon Bank, which is a little odd, but also useful. So I guess that makes the DS and 3DS games compatible with Pokemon Home technically speaking, but that's still not great. Or at the very least, it's not the best. But as a little friendly compensation from Pokemon, considering that kids that are 5 to 10 years old probably won't even be aware of Pokemon Home, they added Pokemon into Pokemon Champions that you can train and stuff. So honestly, thank goodness for that, because if we had to get Pokemon exclusively from the 3DS and Switch games, that would have been pretty painful and make Pokemon Champions not worth it. But again, credit where credit is due, as Pokemon Champions, like Pokemon Home, can be used on your mobile device, a phone or tablet, or on the Switch. Most likely you could do both if you wanted to be a hardcore collector, like myself. But seeing the actual release date come up in July absolutely crushed me. But hey, we're in 2026 now, so for a precise date, I'm gonna say anywhere from March 1st to March 17th, roughly. Now, it was first released after the Switch 2 was confirmed, so most likely it's probably gonna get some free 4K update or whatever. I mean, after seeing the absolute scam of a Pokemon Legends EA update, I think that they're gonna have to make this update free. And speaking of money, let's talk about how much Pokemon Champions will actually cost. My prediction, $30 to $50. Yes, even on mobile devices, I think it'll be costing $30 flippin' at least. And honestly, with how Nintendo's been going on, the highest they could go to is $60. Now, you're probably trying to tell me off saying, oh wait, I have most of the Pokemon mobile games. I know that I got them all for free, there's just in-app purchases. Which there is indeed. I mean, it's typical stuff for an app to have microtransactions. But the question is whether or not the Switch version will have microtransactions, but we can't say for sure right now anyway. I think that the chances that this is going to be free is zilch considering all the Switch 2 games. Let's not talk about it. We all know that the prices are bad. Now, this is a strange thing that's even stranger for me to point out, but Nintendo of America, or Nintendo at all, just hasn't talked about Pokemon on the Nintendo official channels whatsoever. It's a little bit of an odd thing for me to point out, but I figured it was worth bringing up because Pokemon Legends EA and Pokopia were just brought up a lot before they were released, and Pokopia is just a couple weeks away. And both Pokemon and Nintendo have been talking about Legends EA and Pokopia for quite a while. But looking back, I think it was probably a clever idea to have Pokemon Championships release here in 2026 because it's the Pokemon 30th anniversary. I mean, considering how Pokemon Legends EA went, the Pokemon Company and Game Freak really need to put their all into Pokemon Champions and just keep putting in more stuff over time, because if they neglect it for too long, then people will just stop getting it and stop paying whatever microtransactions they're inevitably going to put into it. I mean, there's quite a couple of Pokemon mobile games that have microtransactions, so this is next on the list. Or maybe, who knows, maybe they'll just stop doing microtransactions at some point like they did with Pokemon Cafe Remix. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen, we're just gonna have to wait and see. But thanks so much for watching, everybody. Make sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed watching this. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Please hit the notification bell. Comment down below what you'll do with Pokemon Champions, and I will see you all next time. Later.